Hello, everyone. Welcome back. In this segment, I want to focus on what happens to every black mayor in Chicago. I will do a simple compare and contrast with other mayors of Chicago. All mayors had to deal with dilemmas in Chicago, such as gun violence, property tax hikes, and homicides. This is not a new phenomenon in Chicago. Let's start with the most famous and most iconic first black mayor of Chicago, Harold Washington.
Some members of my cabinet will be required to take salaries considerably less than their counterparts are now making. So that there is no confusion, these cuts will begin in the mayor's office.
Here was the first black mayor of Chicago, and his first pay cuts are to city employees, starting in his own mayor's office. I believe it was an unprecedented move. I'm not sure if any other mayor of Chicago ever took a pay cut. Those moves were legendary. Here's more from Harold Washington. His first term was known as the Council Wars, and he went after special interest groups, corporations. They are the rulers, not only in the city, but the country as a whole.
It was only a matter of days before clouds gathered over Mayor Washington's administration. Shortly after his inauguration, the battle lines were being drawn.
The President recognizes Alderman Terrace.
I move we adjourn.
You've heard the motion. All in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. Council is adjourned.
I would like to tell all of you that we want Harold here too, but he ran away.
Mr. President, may we proceed with the business of this city council?
Council wars stymied the first 3 years of Washington's first term, with the majority of the city's aldermen opposing his programs, often just because they were his. The council had broken clearly along racial lines. The mayor, though, always maintained race was not an issue.
The issue is, shall we have a new system in which people are involved in their city, or we're going to have the old system in which special interests run it to the detriment of the city and for their benefit? That's the issue. There is no other issue.
Still,
He was for the people and voted in by the people, but unfortunately, he did not get a chance to see his vision of a vibrant, equitable, and safe city of Chicago come to fruition. Harold Washington was genuine and wanted to help all people, no matter what color they were. He died in his second term. City council stopped him from pushing his progressive ideas. He did not play the race card as a reason why his proposals were not being passed. Truly a class act. And Harold Washington knew what the root causes of the problems were. Special interest people. The corporations made all the money and were not being taxed according to the city's needs. Now we turn to the first black woman, mayor of Chicago, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, who attacked major media outlets for being white majority owned.
It has nothing to do about you, Craig, with due respect, or anybody else. What it has to do about is the facts. And the facts is that when I look out at across this podium, as I'm doing now, I don't see much in the way of diversity. The fact that the City Hall press corps is overwhelmingly white, has very little in the way of diversity, is an embarrassment. We are a city that is almost 3/4 people of color. I believe that the City Hall press corps needs to reflect the diversity of our city. And I saw some of the commentary, which frankly was insulting, to suggest that journalists of color won't ask the tough questions. Really? To suggest that somehow I'm saying certain journalists are racist? Really? No, the facts are the facts. And the fact is that this press corps does not reflect the diversity of the city, and it makes a difference in the kinds of coverage. Everybody, me, you, everybody, brings our life experiences to the way that we perceive events. All of us bring an implicit bias. And what I'm saying is it's way past time. It's way past time for the City Hall press corps and the people that do the hiring and make the decisions to get the memo. We are in a time where we're having a powerful and important conversation around systemic racism in every institution. And the press and the media can't be exempt from that conversation. So one day out of 365, I say that I'm going to mark the anniversary of my 2 years in office by giving exclusive one-on-ones to journalists of color, and the world loses its mind. How about we focus on doing what is necessary to step up, make different and better hiring decisions to diversify the ranks of the Chicago Press Corps?
Lori Lightfoot had to deal with COVID during her term. She lost the backing of the CTU, the Chicago Teachers Union, and the FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, plus her coalition. I think the straw that broke the camel's back was that she criticized the media for having a majority class of white journalists. Lightfoot was going against the people who controlled the narrative. She went against the writers who corporations in this country fund. She went against the status quo. When the media found out that she was critical of the lack of diversity of journalists of color in the press corps, the corporation stood up against her and attacked her. We must understand that news reporting is a weapon used by major outlets like Fox News, CNN, CBS, and MSNBC to spread their propaganda. These major outlets represent the billionaire class. Now let's move on and let's discuss our current mayor, Brandon Johnson. He was very critical of the criminal justice system, another institution that is oppressing people of color.
Jails and incarceration and law enforcement is a sickness that has not led to safe communities. I'm not anti-police. I've been very clear about that. And I think, William, you can't talk over me. William, you can't talk over me. All right, I'm responding to your question.
You're talking over my question.
Well, listen, if you
You're talking over me.
All right, let's move on. Thank you.
Will you say
I've already
the names-
answered your question.
will you
In
say
fact, the
names
way
Sheridan
you are
Gorman?
conducting yourself right now, though you're accusing me of being anti-police, your behavior is anti-black. Knock it off.
Really?
The criminal justice system is one of the top providers of employment in our country. We employ millions of people, so you can have a society that is a police state, labeling masses of the population as criminals. The criminal justice system is making billions of dollars oppressing the poor of this country. Think about it. If we had low crime rates, would we need lawyers, judges, probation officers, etc., etc.? You can see my point. The fact of the matter is, people of color and white poor people do not have access to good schools, safe neighborhoods, and good paying jobs in the impoverished environments that they live in, which causes people to live in despair, turning to crime to solve their basic life needs and survival. This is a systematic racism at its finest. Mayor Johnson's plan, which has been implemented, was to hire young people. Privileged people do not want to hire young people. They just want crime to go away and throw quote-unquote criminals in jails and prisons. This is a classic case of classism. We live in a caste system. We are defined not only by our race, but our income bracket. The billionaire class needs to be taxed, like us, the real corporates of this historical clash between the haves and the have-nots are our politicians and corporations. You and I are not enemies. Our real enemies are the billionaires and our politicians who keep taxing us because they don't want to pay their fair share. Let's see what Brandon Johnson had to say about the federal government.
When will we ultimately hold Donald Trump accountable for the hundreds of billions of dollars that he's taken away from cities like Chicago, Atlanta, Oakland, Los Angeles, Newark, Baltimore, Cleveland? And oh, by the way, those are all cities that are ran by black people. Yes, I said it. He is intentionally defunding the very cities where our leadership is speaking to the demands of working people, black, brown, white, Asian, young, old, rich, poor. That's who we need to hold accountable. And there are children that are being bombed every single day. Every day. And those children are being bombed in Iran. They're being bombed in Gaza. The illegal wars that this president continues to promulgate is causing turmoil, not just abroad, but right here in cities across America. And that's who we need to hold accountable.
More money going to the Pentagon. The House of Representatives just passed a $1 trillion bill in our tax dollars. And if the Senate passes the bill, then the Pentagon is going to claim in the future that 60% of our money, roughly $600 billion, will magically disappear. This is our money, people. The U.S. Congress would rather give it in contracts to the billionaire class. Suppose you believe that our taxes should benefit us and not corporations. Suppose you believe in universal health care and education funds for our schools, our teachers, and our students. Suppose you believe in no more wars and America first. Please hit that subscribe button. hit that notification bell, and spread the word that justice is coming. We are taking back our country from the greedy, elitist, billionaire class. And peace out.